Herzlich willkommen zurück hier bei Let's Play Shadowrun Returns, die Dragonfall-Kampagne, und wir sind gerade dabei, uns den Rest der DVD anzusehen, die wir von Green Winters bekommen haben. Well, that was a bust. Little progress on Feuerschwinge either. I do know, it's weird. The information is there, it's just wrong, somehow. It's too well laid out, too simple. Real life is messy and this feels just a little too neat. That's not the only thing that's nagging at me. I'm getting that tingly feeling all up and down the back of my neck again. It feels like I've been tracked. I'm no Matrix hotshot like Clockwork or Schäfer, but I'm good enough to know when someone's on my scent. Gotta install some new security measures. Can't be too careful. Green Winters. Sieht jetzt deutlich schlechter aus. Christ, I'm getting too close to something. There's a trail of bodies and there have been disappearances. Clockwork, Martian, Peregrine. They've all disappeared within the past few years. Clockwork just went AWOL yesterday, and they were all making the same sorts of inquiries about the firing that I've been. There are ghost stories spreading around the Decker community. Stories about Decker disappearing and then showing up again later, but wrong somehow. Scary stuff, and I'm starting to think that it's true. Bliss. I know the story he's talking about, Chief. Never really put my stock in, not until now. Could these rumors be related to what's happening here? Am I being paranoid? No, I don't think so. Something big is happening here, and I'm right in the middle of it. That's a bit of a leap. One other thing. Tolstoy told me a story about a kill team that might be related of all of this. Apparently a decker named Hellebore posted a theory about Feuerschwinge to the Shadowrun BBS about 5 years ago. About 1 hour later, a mil-spec team showed up in his meat space and cooked her entire apartment, with her in it. If what Tolstoy told me was true, Hellebore lived post this event. She described the killer, this great big orc with skin grafts. Then the whole thread disappears, gone without a trace. Leap? Eager Love sounds like he's on the right track to me. Eager holds a silence, but concedes the point with a small nod. On screen, Winter pauses. He looks like he's working up for something. Finally he speaks. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. This has gotta be Feuerschwinge, all of it. Adrian was right about her. She's still alive, and she's out of the socks. She's covering her tracks, working the shadows, preparing to rise again. And that means that I have to find you, Adrian, for everyone's sake. Thankfully, I've got a lead. For the first time in 2 decades, I've got a solid goddamned lead. I've backtraced all of the Matrix notes that Hellebore was looking into, back before she got cooked. Whoever has been purging the Matrix didn't think about that, and I found that she turned up. Winter stabs a few keys on his keyboard, and the image expands to fill the screen of his monitor. A satellite photo of a rural landscape, and noted with GPS data. A set of map coordinates. So now I've got a target, a place to start digging, the Harfeld Manor, conveniently located on an isolated stretch of countryside, miles away from prying eyes. Matrix records indicates that some sort of data vault exists beneath the estate, so that's what I need to get into. And this is where we came in, mein Glory. I think I'm gonna tap Schäfer for this job. She's got the skills to bypass whatever security they're running out there, and she's gullible enough to take the job in the first place. I'll feed her some line about flux state security, and she'll eat it up with a spoon. I want her. Amsel's voice is choked with rage. I want her. On the display, Winter's mouth parts into a broad grin. Time to put plans into motion. By this time tomorrow night I should have the information that I need. And on the off chance that Schäfer gets taken out, well, that'll tell me something too. Can't make an omelette and all that. Until then. Winter's image disappears. So, der letzte Track. When you play the 6th track, a small video appears. You recognize the scene in the window. You're looking at the tattered drapes and nicotine-stained wallpaper of Winter's hotel room at das Kesselhaus. Suspicions confirmed. Schäfer dead. Christ. Winters reaches a shaking hand off camera. A moment later it returns clutching a cheap plastic drinking glass. He gulps something down, wipes his mouth with the back of his hand and takes a deep breath. Okay. Back up. Slow down. Start from the beginning. Got the call from my contact in the Kreuzbazaar. Schäfer killed on the estate run. Matrix security at the estate cooked her brain. Considering Schäfer's skill and experience on side eyes must have been extreme, even by Berlin standards. Security of that kind costs money, real money. Given the evidence uncovered so far, corporate involvement unlikely. The connection to Firewind is too strong. So, let's come right out and say it. The dragon is what we're dealing with here. The smart money says that she's coming for me next. Well, I won't go down without a fight. I've still got my contacts, still got my connections, and the flux state can be a hell of a weapon for the man who knows how to manipulate it. Time for me to make my plan. Ghost stories or no, missing deckers or no, I gotta jack into the matrix and start pulling strings. These countermeasures that I installed earlier should be more than enough to keep me safe for the 20 minutes I'll be in there. Schäfer's death was tragic. She was a staunch supporter of the F-state, but still, all things considered, better her than me. He plugs the cable into his head and screen cuts to static. As your finger nears the eject button, a black screen cuts over the static. A moment later, Green Winter's haggard face appears. If you're watching this, then I guess that they caught up to me. They will be after you too now. Bliss whispers into your ear again, most harshly this time. What the hell is this? Why didn't you warn me about this before I came here? Not now, Bliss. Whoever you are, whatever you think you're after, you need to find Dr. Adrian Vauclair, not because he's my brother, because if Feuerschwing is rising again, he's the only one who can stop her. You've seen what happens to people who get too close to this. I'm dead, and dozens of others have died. You'll be next until you can find Adrian. Okay. The room goes quiet as everyone struggles to process what you've just seen on DVD. Finally, Dietrich breaks the silence. A dragon. Son of a bitch. Queen Winter sent us up against a dragon. Feuerschwinge. She lives. I'm really starting to regret the fact that I didn't just stay at the hotel. Iga ignores him. Wait a second, we don't know for certain. The evidence seemed pretty convincing to me, love. I'll even take it a step further. I think that the secret facility that we stumbled into was her lair. The room falls silent. Iga and Glory exchange glances. After a moment, Dietrich continues. Just think about it. The decker that Winter got those coordinates from was posting about Feuerschwinge. Then she was killed by that same orcish bastard that attacked us after Monica died. That's a direct link between the dragon, the scared orc, and the Harfold Manor. And then Winters was killed by the same thing that killed Monica. Exactly. My guts tell me that the dragon is down there. Yuna? Someplace far beneath the surface. I think that we knocked on the door to her lair without even knowing it. And I think that, given what we've seen, the dragon will do whatever it takes to keep us quiet about it. Okay, going on the assumption that there is a dragon and that she will come after us. What do you propose that we do about it? So, was machen wir? I will tell you what we're going to do. We are going to follow Winter's advice. We are gonna find Vauclair. Yes, Yuna's right. Finding Dr. Vauclair should be our priority. If we're going up against a dragon, we need to find ourselves a dragon's lair. Winter spent 20 years searching for Vauclair and it's got him nowhere. How do you propose that we find him? With the help of an information broker. I will go to talk to Altuk then. For this? No. While Herr Borgasi is very capable, a task of this magnitude is beyond him. We need to make contact with the premier information broker in Berlin. We need to talk to Alice. Alice? Best of luck, and I hope that you're rich. For this, rich enough, even if only just... Eager. Who's Alice? A most prominent figure in Berlin shadow community. Ex-Schockwellenreiter, she provides information retrieval searches for the F-state. If Winters was right, if Vauclair is still alive, she can help us find him. The console spits out a stick of plastic. Amsel plugs it from the computer and hands it to you. Here, your key to speak with Alice. A cred stick? An encoded cred stick, yes, 10,000 nuyen. Alice will not show her face for less. This represents the last of my personal savings, Yuna. Make this meeting count. Where do I need to go? Take the U-Bahn to Altstadt Spandau. There you will find a connection tube that locates refers to as rabbit hole. You find a method of contact Alice there. Don't call it that in front of her, though. Word on the street that she hates it. Please hurry. While you're out, I will work on acquiring new contracts for the team. Alice is the best there. Alice is the best there is at what she does. And her services carry a price to match. Okay. Neues Ziel. Take the U-Bahn to meet Alice. Okay, machen wir. Und ich muss wieder alleine los. Na, Dante folgt mir immerhin. Also, wir müssen den Drachentöter finden und haben uns anscheinend mit einem Drachen angelegt. Na super. Für alle, die es nicht wissen, der Drache ist in Shadowrun noch ein bisschen härter als jetzt beispielsweise in in Fantasy. Denn ein Drache ist ein... Ja, achso, wo wollte ich denn eigentlich hin? Zur U-Bahn, aber vorher wollte ich mir eigentlich noch Medkits kaufen. War das hier, das Hospital? Ja. Also, ja, ein Drache ist wirklich eine Macht, mit der man normalerweise nicht spaßen kann. Wen es interessiert, wie sowas ablaufen kann, achso, das ist die Bibliothek. Wen es interessiert, wie sowas ablaufen kann, der sollte mal die Trilogie Deutschland in den Schatten lesen. Ist ein wirklich wunderbarer Shadowrun-Roman. Und ja, ist auch einer meiner Liebsten. So, wir gehen zum Dock und holen uns noch ein paar Medis. Oh, guck mal. Ich habe hier einen Auto-Injector. Found this thematic. Can you hook me up with this chrome? Very nice. The design appears to be simple enough. Yes, I should be able to provide you with this. It won't be cheap, though. Na, dann schauen wir mal, wie teuer das ist. Aber erstmal ein Trauma-Kit. Und wir haben eh keine Kohle mehr. Standard Medkit und jetzt sind wir eh blank. Kann ich mir das da irgendwie... Ne, kann ich nicht. Ja, wurscht, eins soll reichen. Aber jetzt nur rein Interesse halber. Cyberware. Ich habe die Datenbuchse. Auto-Injector. When triggered, accuracy is increased by 6% and incoming damage increased by 3 for 3 rounds. Okay. Ja, sonst... Ich meine, so richtig brauchen tun wir nichts. Und ich möchte auch meine Essenz nicht weiter verschlechtern, da ich ja doch auch ein bisschen Schamanin bin. Und Decker und Schamanen, das ist ja so eine Sache, die gibt es eigentlich im richtigen Leben, sage ich mal, im richtigen Shadowrun-Leben äußerst selten. Aber die ersten 3 Shadowrun-Romane aus der Lass ab von den Drachen-Trilogie, die solltet ihr euch dahingehend mal durchlesen. Denn der Hauptcharakter ist Decker und später Schamane. Die sind auch extrem gut. Falls man die heute überhaupt noch kriegt, keine Ahnung. So, wir gehen zur U-Bahn und steigen ein. Und fahren. Okay, wir werden noch nicht mal gefragt, ob wir fahren wollen. Aber ist okay. Was haben wir hier Hübsches? Der Rabbit Hole. Na dann gucken wir mal. The only active console in this derelict span of U-Bahn platform is an old video arcade machine. The CRT monitor set into the machine's cabinet glows invitingly. Cheerful pixeled graphics swirl and dance off the screen. Investigate. At the base of the controller panel you find a clever hidden input port. The port is shrouded in black plastic and it appears to be the approximate shape of a typical cred stick. Na dann, rein damit. Internal motors grip the cred stick and pull it into the machine. It disappears into port and the screen goes black. Moments later a video image fills the screen. The picture is dark and grainy, a far cry from the bright colorful sprites that previously inhabited the display. On the screen is a dimly lit office. The place looks like it was pulled straight from an old detective movie, from the Venetian blinds on the window to the great swath of shadow that paints the wall black. Center stage, sitting behind a large mahogany desk, is the silhouette of an impressive-looking woman in a charcoal grey suit. The tip of a cigarette glows cherry red in the shadows. She leans forward into the light, and you catch your first glimpse of Alice. Oh, nice. Her face is all hard planes and sculpted angles, with high cheekbones and almond eyes. Her lips are painted a frigid blue, but the look in her eyes is even colder. A head of lustrous black hair is interspersed with flowing streams of cyan light. Alice exhales a plume of smoke, then tips a cigarette into a nearby ashtray. She fixes her eyes on you, and her lips curl into a humorless smile. We're on your dime, friend. Tell me what you're looking for. I need to find someone for me. Dr. Adrian Vauclair. She raises an eyebrow. The Dragon Slayer. Interesting. He's been missing for a long time. Yes, he has. The question is, can you find him? She looks you in your eye, and the smile disappears. If he's out there something, I'll find him for you. He could be living under assumed name in California Free State, and I'd still track him down. And if he's not alive, I will tell you where you can find his corpse. Okay. Decking fear. Speaking of corpses, Alice, I think that I might know who you really are. Oh. Alice leans toward you. Her smile spreads into a predatory grin. Do tell. Heilige Scheiße! There was a member of Echo Mirage named Alice. Alice Hefner. She died back in 2029, fighting the crash virus. Rumor has it she still exists in the Matrix, still causes of Alice too. Okay, ganz kurz zur Erklärung. Das Echo Mirage Team, oder fangen wir noch weiter von vorne an. Im Shadowrun-Universum gab es mal quasi, also es gab jetzt so eine Art Internet weiterentwickelt. Und in diesem Internet hat sich ein Virus zu einer KI ausgebreitet, zu einer Seuche. Und das Echo Mirage Team war ein Haufen von Deckern, die Besten ihrer Zeit. Und ich glaube, es haben nur ein oder zwei diesen Einsatz in der Matrix überlebt und haben dabei das komplette Netz abgeschossen, also das komplette Internet gegrillt. Und wenn das eine von Echo Mirage ist, dann wollen wir uns nicht mit ihr anlegen. An interesting theory, but I feel that my price to confirm or deny it would fall well outside of your price range. For now, let's get back to the business at hand. Alright here. Here's how it is going to work. When you give me the go-ahead, I'm going to start gathering information for you. Once I've finished, you're going to bring me a cred stick encoded with an encryption key that I'll provide you. That cred stick will have 50,000 nuyen on it. When I get my cred stick, you get your information. This is the deal, take it or leave it. Okay, keine Diskussion mit dir. Alright, you've got a deal. Okay, but remember, you say go and I go. From that point on, you're on the hook to pay me my fee. No turning back, no refunds. Are we square on this? Yeah, we're square. Good, I'll be in touch. The screen goes black. Alice is gone. Okay, das war also unser Treffen mit Alice. Naja, und jetzt müssen wir wohl zurück, oder? Und schauen, ob Paul uns einen Auftrag an Land gezogen hat, der uns, der uns haufenweise Kohle einbringt. Das heißt, wir gehen auf den nächsten Run, Baby, so wie es aussieht. So, ich gehe jetzt noch bis zur Tür und dann machen wir auch schon Ende für diesen Part und dann sehen wir in der nächsten Folge, was für ein Run ansteht. Also, wir sehen uns dann beim nächsten Mal wieder in der erwachten Welt. Macht's gut, bis bald, euer Chris.